But I hope that the lesson to all of us is now that let's stop fighting with each other and let's sit down together and work out our differences with a common agenda to elect the next president of the United States, keep our majorities in the House and Senate, and put the brakes on this internecine strife that's been going on, where we're spending our time attacking each other rather than the adversary, which is obviously the Democrats, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
Do you think that Speaker has lost control of his ability to wrangle Republicans in the House?
I don't know. I know that I saw him recently, and he looked weary. Understandably, he was tired. You know, sometimes we fail to appreciate that these are human beings with human emotions and lives to lead and all that, and I know that he was wearied, but I'm sure he will be giving a statement as to why he's doing what he's doing.
What do you think this will mean for the possibility of a shutdown?
Well, I hope that it means that we don't, because the President of the United States can veto any bill that, if we could pass. If we shut down the government enough to force it passage through the Congress, the president will still veto, and obviously no one has envisions that we could override a presidential veto. But what I'm hoping is that we realize that this fighting amongst us is doing us no good. I also would like to point out again about the shutdown, I'm not interested in shutting down the Veterans Administration. We need to reform the Veterans Administration, but we shouldn't do that to our veterans. Anything else?
You interested in being Speaker?
There's masochism runs through my family, but not that strongly.
Did you or staff share any insight about why he's made this decision?
Why he's stepping down?
Yeah.
As I say, the only conclusion I can draw is that he's tired. He is a human being. He's been under enormous strain and pressure. I happen to have the greatest admiration and affection for him, and I hope out of this that we would have a real impetus for us to sit down together, the different wings of the party, both in House and in Senate, and say, look, our goal is to elect the next President of the United States, a Republican candidate. Now let's resolve these differences as much as possible and move forward.
Are you surprised by this announcement?
I was a bit surprised, but I also knew that John was under a lot of pressure and also tired. It's tough handling this every day. You know, somebody said being the majority, the speaker is like herding cats and or frogs in a wheelbarrow. So I can understand it, but I also think that he is an outstanding leader and a wonderful man.
Senator, one other thing. Sure. Donald Trump is going to speak here today.
Yep.
He's leading in a lot of the polls.
Sure.
But do you think the party will actually nominate him? And what does that mean, that the way the party's going, if they do?
I don't know if the party will or not, because he has obviously confounded all the experts and pundits, especially someone like Steve Holland, who pretends to know everything, as you know from spending time with him.
Thank
but,
you, sir.
but no, I'm just not sure, to tell you the truth.
Senator, what do you think about the discussion?
Ask me that again, will you?
Yeah. Will the party nominate him? Or do you think the
I don't
heading
know,
in that
because
direction?
I never believed that that he would have this much traction as he has, nor has most experts. But so you got to give him credit for maintaining a base of support. I remember 4 years ago at this time, I think Herman Cain was the leader, and then Rick Santorum. So we've got a long way to go. I would just like a certain amount. Sometime we're going to want an explanation on certain positions that he has taken. For example, he said he's going to send back 11 million people. I'd like to know how you do that, and I'd like to know where you send the children who were born here. What country do you send them back to? They were born here. So I think people are going to want over time some explanations of some of the positions that he is taking, But having said that, he has tapped into a base of anger and frustration amongst the average Republicans, which has resulted to his benefit.
Senator, do you think the discussion over the last week or so about Muslims with Donald Trump and Dr. Carson, is that helpful to the party and helpful to the eventual nomination?
Well, it's not only not helpful to the party, but the thing is that we have major issues here. We have this now Vladimir Putin asserting control and a role in the Middle East that he's not had since Anwar Sadat threw them out of Egypt in 1973. We are not winning the battle against ISIS. We have tens of hundreds of thousands of refugees that are flowing into Europe and we're going to want to come to the United States of America. We're being distracted by issues such as this when there are major issues confronting America's national security. The spokesman the other day said that the president was vindicated by the failure of our arm and train Syrians to go in and fight against ISIS. He was vindicated at the deaths of I don't know how many people. This is the most bizarre administration. That's the issues we should be focusing on, not whether someone is a Muslim or not, or whether Muslims should be voted on or not. That, in my list of priorities, is about 99, while the world is in flames.
Senator, do you have any qualities that you think Congress should be looking for in replacing Speaker Boehner?
No, that'll be up to the House Republicans. I hope whoever it is can unify them and that we can sit down and work together on many issues.